Hello YouTube, and welcome to my buyer's guide for the Ford Puma. So the Ford Puma in brief, why might you want one of these cars? First of all, they're quite cheap to buy. Most of them are for sale for under £1,000, some of them for sale for under £500. This is the 1.7 litre version, which has a fantastic engine. It was an engine developed between Yamaha and Ford and revs like nothing else. It's fantastic. Very pretty cars. They are fantastic handling cars as well. They drive like go-karts, which is brilliant. And yeah, a lot of fun. Very small, very compact, very easy to drive, easy to park. Okay, what things should you look out for in a Ford Puma? The main issue on these Ford Pumas is rust. So, rear arches, as you can see, this one has a bit of rust in it. Almost every Puma you see will have rusty rear wheel arches on it. If it doesn't, take a magnet to this area here where you can see the rust bubbling. If the magnet doesn't stick, you can tell it's been repaired with filler. So this, or situations like this, will reoccur if the magnet doesn't stick. If the magnet sticks, it's original, and that's what you want. Check these kind of areas for rust as well, where the door meets the sill. Also generally along the whole sill area. Have a look underneath the car. Get down on your hands and knees and check this area. Pumas are renowned and notorious for rusting. They are fantastic cars, but they all need a fair bit of welding come MOT time, in my experience. Yep, so this is a nice example. It's only done 71,000 miles, which is fantastic, low mileage. It's had 3 or 4 previous owners, which isn't too bad. You want to make sure it hasn't had more than, well, as a rule I'd say more than 5 or 6 previous owners. The lower the owners on a car, the less likely the car is to have been messed with by someone who doesn't know what they're doing, or to be owned by a boy racer or something like that. This car's got a bit of service history as well, so it shows it's been looked after. This is the later model Puma. You can tell by the style of the alloys. This is the style of alloy that comes on the later Ford Puma. Earlier ones have a sort of 5-spoke alloy, which isn't as pretty. Apart from that, there's not a great deal of difference between the earlier models and the later model Pumas. Again, you've got a bit of rust in this area again. Rust is the main problem on the Pumas, like I've mentioned. Also, for some reason, most Pumas are missing their parcel shelves. I don't know why, but they are. So a parcel shelf, if it's missing, is going to set you back about 30 quid. So make sure you've got that, or use that as a haggling point. A common problem is the electrics play up. This plate here makes contact with the tailgate pins here. As you can see, it's not a terribly clean contact area. So if you've got any electrical problems to do with your rear wiper and such, then you might want to clean this up with a bit of contact cleaner. So you're looking for rust absolutely everywhere. The interior, this is the high-spec, I believe it's called the LUX model. Basically it's the model with all the toys in it. Those toys would be a CD player, aircon, as you can see the switch for down there, and heated front windscreen, as you can see the switch for to the right of the clock. So a lot of Pumas do not have the heated front screen, do not have the CD player, do not have the aircon. This is the model to go for, in my opinion, the one with all the toys, the LUX model. So a quick look in this area here will tell you what spec it is. This one's done about 71,000 miles. Look for wear on the steering wheel area. Can't look for wear on the gear knobs on these because they're stainless steel. Look for wear on the pedals themselves. Make sure the wear tallies with the mileage you've seen on the clock. If the mileage on the clock is, say, low, like 70,000, but the steering wheel is worn smooth in this top plastic area here, and the pedals are worn smooth as well, it's likely that the clocks have been changed at some time and the mileage isn't genuine. Okay, let's have a quick look under the bonnet. This is the 1.7 ZTEC S engine developed between Ford and Yamaha. This is the fantastic part of the Puma. It's a really quick car. I can't remember off the top of my head what the bhp is. Roughly 120, give or take 10 bhp. I think it might be closer to 130. There's no badging on the rear of the car to denote the engine size. So if you want to check whether it's a 1.7, look for this sort of cam cover. Of course, this one's still got the sticker on it, but you can't entirely rely on that. Check that the logbook says 1.7, then you know you've got the right car. Okay, what to look for? This is a car based on the Fiesta. it is generally owned by young people. So what you want to look out for is a poor service history. You want to look out for low fluid levels, whether somebody's running on low oil. You want to check that the oil is clean. Easy way to do that is by pulling the dipstick or by having a look under this cover here. So I'll do this on mine so you can see. It's a good example. There's no white mayonnaise or muck or anything on the filler cap, and inside the engine, not that you can see that well, is nice and clean. It's not all gunked up. You want to check for blown head gaskets on these cars because they're often ragged and abused and not looked after. So you're going to have a look at one of my other videos to see how to do that. Thanks for watching.